Hello my friends! I can't believe 2025 is almost over, so it's time to start doing my best games of the year in different categories. Today we're going to be talking about my top 5 card games of the year, so here we go. Before I get to the moment you've been waiting for, I wanted to tell you about the Sell Trade program at Noble Knight Games. Now as gamers, we all have games that are cluttering our shelves that we either don't have the right group for or might even not like it. Well, now you can turn those unappreciated games into cash or store credit. Noble Knight Games buys thousands of games and gaming products. It's easy to send them a list of the games that you'd like to sell or trade. Now they'll send you a quote and even pay for the shipping of the games. Get treated and paid like royalty while you sit back and collect cash or store credit. To get started, click the link in the description of this video or in that upper right corner there, and then click the Sell Trade button.
Number 5.
Okay, this first one is a game from designer duo Kiesling and Kramer. Michael Kiesling and Wolfgang Kramer. This was republished this year by Capstone Games with all new art, elevator art. Up or Down is the name of the game. It is so clever because there's a circle of cards and they go in order. They're ascending in clockwise order. And what you're trying to do is on your turn, you play a card. Now when you play a card down on this sort of wheel of cards, you put it where it belongs in ascending order. So you just put it where it belongs. Then you can take either the card to its left or the card to its right. That's the card that you're actually able to place into your own tableau because you're building a tableau of 3 columns. Now, these columns, it's up or down, right? You're making these elevator shafts, and they're either all going to be going ascending or all going to be going descending in each of the columns. Now, you're trying to have the most, a large column, but you're also trying to have a lot of the same color because at the end of the game, each column is going to score the number of cards in that column times the amount of cards of the color you have the most of. However, if you get stuck and you can't do anything, you have to discard those cards. Now, they get you a point each card, but that's not great. But the whole twist here is that the cards in your hand, you're not just playing down, you're figuring out how to get the cards in the circle into your tableau, or how are you trying to get the cards from your hands into your tableau eventually with what you have in your hands. It is a simple game mechanically, but it takes a while for it to sort of click how to play it. Great game, Up or Down.
Number 4.
This one is a quick little filler card game from Blue Orange Games called 2 Win, and I think it's the number 2 and then win, W-I-N. This is a clever little family game. You're trying to basically be the last one standing. And so what's going to happen is every player, you have a hand of cards, you're going to simultaneously reveal 2 cards, and that's going to create a double-digit number. Now, you're going to place them in front of you, and in subsequent rounds, you're going to place them on top of the number that was there, and you always have to have a larger that was bigger than the number that was there before. So if you had a 21, well, next turn, if you could put a 22, but maybe you might be doing a 42. Maybe you might be doing a 44. Why do you jump higher? Because you don't necessarily draw cards at the end of your turn, and this is all simultaneous. However, you do draw a card if you actually have the highest 2-digit number, or they're the same digits, which is why you might want to jump to 44, or have the same color, 44 that are both green, or have the most stars, because in addition to a number on the card, each of them have stars. Or have the 3rd consecutive card of a certain color in either of the 2 digits. So you're trying to gain, so some of these times you might be drawing 3 or 4 cards. But then you got to decide, pull back, because if you can't play a card because you've gotten too hard, you're at like 94 and you can't play anything, you're out. And now each round, you pass a card to your neighbor, so you're getting different things too, but you're trying to be the last one standing. It is a quick, clever, simple family game with lots of depth, lots of fun to win.
Number 3.
This next one is Ruins. This is sort of a re-implementation of a game that I loved called Custom Heroes. Designer John D. Clare. This is a card crafting game. In fact, I think this was actually the first one he designed, even though it wasn't the first one that actually came out. That was Mystic Vale. Now, in Ruins, it's a ladder climbing card shedding game where you're trying to play sets of cards and try to be the first to go out. But the twist is that you have this currency, and you're able to buy these transparencies that allow you to craft cards. They allow you to have special abilities. They allow you to change numbers of the cards that are in your hand. And it's important because you're trying to place sets of the same numbers in order to run out of cards. So think of it as like, hey, it's a ladder climbing, ladder shedding game. You're trying to be the first one to go out, but you're going to be crafting your deck. Now, many differences in this version. I've already done a full review of Ruins and compared it to Custom Heroes, so check the channel for that. But there's also like these claim cards. Twice per game, you can claim a card that you've built, and now it's yours for good. But if somebody else gets that card at the beginning of the round, they have to give it to you, which is good for you, but it's good for them because now they have one less card to get rid of. So there's a lot of awesome things here. You're building cards, you're building combos. Great ladder climbing game, Ruins.
Number 2.
Before I get to this next one, I wanted to let you know that I'm going to be launching my Season 14 Kickstarter for my YouTube channel to help raise funds for the channel. Now, this is the main way that I'm able to spend as much time as I do creating content for you. Now, there will be some awesome board game promo cards and some game bundles to get, and I'd really appreciate it if you click the little eye in the upper corner there and click to be notified when the campaign launches, or you can go to Kickstarter.com and search for Game Boy Geek Season 14. This next one is one that was one of the best games that came out at Gen Con, a little quick filler game called Flip Tunes. This is from Thunderworks Games. This essentially is a sort of a deck building auto battler because there's all these little tunes, these little cartoons, and you have a deck of cards to start with, and you're going to be flipping over cards into sort of 2 rows, okay, randomly from your deck. And you're going to be getting fame, and you're going to use that fame as currency to buy other cards like deck building. Now, those cards that you buy, they're going to do all sorts of different things. Some of them combo with other ones. Some of them combo if they're together. Some of them allow you to stack cards. Some of them allow you to move cards around. Some of them score you points if they're in the top row or the bottom row or a certain column. But it's all sort of randomized because you're going to shuffle your deck and flip random cards every round. But you're going to be buying new cards too, and you're trying to get the right ones. Now, instead of buying cards, you can also dismiss cards, which is getting them away, culling your deck, if you will. And so you're trying to decide each round you get 2 actions. You can buy 2, you can dismiss 2, you can buy 1, dismiss 1. But even dismissing costs, I think, 5 fame. So you're trying to figure it out. Now, one of the twists here is once a player gets to a certain threshold, that triggers the end of the game is after the next round. So they could actually have had the best round this time, but you can still win it on the last round. It's very clever. If you like deck building and you don't mind a little bit of randomization and craziness and zaniness with the auto battleness, it's a really fun game, Flip Tunes.
Number 1.
Before I get to the moment you've been waiting for, I wanted to let you know that Game Toppers is giving 15% off premium game mats and accessories specifically to my US and Canada audience using code GameBoyGeek15 off for a limited time only. Hear more about this at the end of my final thoughts. All right, number 1 card game of the year for me is a small little card game that is just tons of fun called Jungo. This is from Happy Camper Games. Now, this is a ladder climbing game. Now, this is very much compared to a popular game called Scout. And I actually did a review of Jungo and compared the two. I even said that this is the reason why I'll never play Scout again. Of course, I got many stones thrown at me, but there are many people that are on that side of the fence that like Jungo better than Scout. The fact that it's even in the same conversation and that there's many people on both sides should tell you how good the game is. So if you like Scout, you got to check this one out. Now, you're basically going to be playing the same number of cards with a higher value or a larger set of cards because you're trying to beat whatever's out there. But you can only play cards that are next to each other, like in Scout, for example, or Crash Carrier or some of these other games. And you can't rearrange your hand. But when you play something that beats what's out there, you can either pick up those cards and put them anywhere in your hand, giving you all the flexibility and the fun to build up other combos, or you can just discard them. I don't want them. I'm trying to run out. Now, if you cannot play or choose not to, you must pass, and then you draw a card from the pile, a face-down card. But with that face-down card, you now might be able to beat the hand that's out there. That's called a Jungo. And so sometimes you can just beat what's there, and that's kind of fun too, a little pressure luck aspect. Now, Jungo, the thing is you're discarding cards as you play them to get closer to winning, but then you're adding the cards that are out there to make you more powerful. And there's always this balance of, ooh, I want more cards, ooh, I can build this big card, I can build this. You can build all these cool combos, but like in a lot of deck building games, at some point you got to turn to points. And this, it's like, sure, you can have all these great combos in your hand, but whoever runs out first wins. So you're trying to have that balance. It's super streamlined. It's better for mass market crowds. It's simpler than Scout, but yet it still has a ton of depth, and it has more positive reinforcement, more sort of dopamine hits of fun. And in my opinion, it's better than Scout. Go watch my review as I go into more detail. That is Jungo. Well, if this helped you find out about some card games you hadn't heard of, or if you had heard about them, learn a little bit more about them. And if you want to learn even more, I've reviewed most of these on my channel. You can go check those out. This has been a Game Boy Geek, breaking down barriers, growing relationships with board games by helping you on the next one you love. Game Toppers upgrades every game you play, being the one table to rule them all with Game Toppers, leg kits, dining covers, premium game mats, and more. In their 5.0 Kickstarter, they found a way to deflate prices to pre-pandemic levels without sacrificing their quality brand, and in some cases by $200, plus dropping the shipping price as much as 50%, saving another $100. Go to GameToppersLLC.com to late pledge now.